The White Mountains are really special to me. They're humbling in a way, but I think the biggest thing about the White Mountains and the most attractive thing to me in a weird way is the weather. On Mount Washington, you're experiencing some of the worst weather in the world at times. You get this collision of weather patterns up there. You never know what you're going to get, and that's what's exciting. We're out there no matter what. The mountains are always open.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in tonight. This is a lot more people than I thought would be around for a Friday night. The whole Beyond Tux thing we're trying to get going was something that I've been working on for a few years now, and I've been making these point of view videos and trying to showcase the White Mountains. And I really um, wanted to get something more proper because you think about all the videos people make on the White Mountains, they all focus on Tuckerman Ravine, and you guys all probably well aware there's a lot more skiable terrain than just Tuckerman Ravine. We spend a lot of time in the Whites and love to recreate in the Northern Presidentials, Southern Presidentials. You start getting the Franconian Notch, and love to see more of that represented. Anyway, so this project was something that I pitched around for a while, and finally I got Pamola Creative involved. I'll bring on Jamie Walter and Chris Shane in a second, but Sufferfest Beer was the first ones to really make this happen and to believe in us and our story. And this winter, we spent a lot of time work working on this project, brainstorming out there, and it took a lot of work. And obviously, it got cut short given the current situation. But right now, we're realizing this is like an opportunity to do this, do the White Mountains justice, and hopefully create something that's relatable where we all have these windows to go out and get into the outdoors, specifically backcountry skiing. And I think this video and this whole project will really showcase that. And it's something that the East Coast needs. We have a lot of great terrain, world-class terrain, great skiers. And so we're excited to be um, done with the shooting and the filming we got in this year and some good skiing and share some of that with you tonight and just talk more about the project. And that's going to be the first half of this presentation. In the back half, we're going to obviously give away skis, a lot of product. If you guys have good questions, I got Hillary here. Say hi. So Hillary's here checking out the chat room. So there'll be some trivia, but good questions will be rewarded too. We'll call you out. And if you do win something tonight, we'll follow up, get your address. That's about it. Again, this is a new format for me, live streaming on YouTube. It doesn't come without glitches. So if it freezes, I'm just going to restart the computer. We'll get this back up and running. And again, thanks to the sponsors who threw down. Sufferfest is the big one. Fisher Skis as well. They're supporting this project. You've got Craft Sportswear that helped out a lot with Last Skier Standing, and Nerona Clothing, Good to Go Food right in Maine, as well as Cliff Bar and Dinafit. So we hope to give away a bunch of stuff, including some stuff from Pamola Creative. So why don't we bring on Chris and Jamie? Uh-oh, I'm cut off. There we go. Hey guys, welcome.
What's going on, Andrew?
You guys look very suave with your blurred backgrounds. You guys plan that?
Definitely, man. Yeah, I got the full YouTube setup here. I'm ready to start streaming 24/7 during this whole quarantine now.
Yeah, new vlogger. Imagine.
So, yeah, tell me a little bit about your involvement. Well, first of all, let's have a cheers, right?
Yeah.
Totally. Yep.
What are you going with? I'm just going to go with this one.
Go ahead.
Always.
If you guys haven't tried out Sufferfest up in the valley, they're at Vista Beverage. So
Oh, cheers, Hillary.
Delicious.
So good.
all right, so quickly introduce yourselves. We'll start with I guess in the middle, Chris.
Yeah, I'm Chris Shane, and co-founder of Pamola Creative, and happy to be here.
Jamie.
Yep, I'm Jamie Walter. I am the other co-founder of Pamola Creative. Again, equally as excited to be here live streaming, talking with you all. I can't see anything of the live stream right now, so it's great. We're just in a Skype call right now with the buddies. We're just talking skiing and drinking beers, so it's going to be a good time. And yeah, this has been a really fun winter, so it's really exciting to kind of summarize everything.
So yeah, let's get right into it and talk about this project. You got your involvement, how this all started.
Cool. Well, yeah, what's this, like 2 years now? We really, I think that was sort of the big relief for us, is we put so much effort into this starting last year, and all of last winter. We had hoped to be shooting this project, and we just had trouble just getting it off the ground. So we put all the legwork in, last summer and into the fall, and found the right partners. Obviously, we've got Sufferfest and all the other sponsors that are working with us. And so, yeah, I think like Andrew, Jamie, what was it, like 2 years ago? I think like Andrew brought this project to us basically. I think we kind of both geeked out immediately after, and probably paced, our respective living rooms for 2 hours thinking about how awesome this project would be. It's definitely a dream project, for sure. And obviously it's been cut short, which we'll talk about more later, and we'll proceed next year. But just an awesome project to be a part of, and can't wait to keep working on it.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew and I first met in Tuckerman Ravine at Pinkham Notch a couple years ago and shot photos. And ever since that day, and then our trip to Katahdin later that winter in 2018, we've always just had this project kind of on the back of our minds, wanting to do justice to the White Mountains and, more importantly to our backyards. And that was, always has been Andrew's kind of MO for this, and showcasing what lies out there beyond Tuckerman Ravine. Obviously, it's the most, arguably the most notorious and well-known backcountry ski zone in all of the United States. It has the history, it has the capacity like no other spot, I think. Gets the traffic that Tuckerman Ravine does year in and year out since it started. So while it's important to the history of backcountry skiing, I think that we have this really unique opportunity to showcase our backyard beyond that. And so that's always been on our mind. And then, we were able to get the gears turning this fall, and definitely shout out to Pat Hazlitt at Sierra Nevada and Sufferfest for, believing in us and getting this off the ground. That really sparked everything. And we've been able to, get after it this winter. And while things have, been cut short for all of us, it's been an awesome way to spend the winter. Like, couldn't ask for a better crew and a time in the mountains, and such a unique opportunity to chase and have the drive and reason to go to all these unique places.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy filming, right? You just head out, you pick a zone, and the weather's perfect. The cameras are light now, right? We're in 2020, and you just ski and shoot. Something along the lines of that.
Yeah. Filmmaking for this is definitely it. You think, oh yeah, I'm just going to make a ski film. It's going to be super easy, straightforward. We're going to crush this. But it turns out with the logistics, the weather, the timing, Andrew's schedule, my schedule, Chris's schedule, there are a lot of moving parts to try to film a ski film, and with other work that we have to try to do, and with the equipment we have to try to organize, and the logistics of getting up to some of these places in like very small time frames, it turns out. There have been its fair share of challenges, but it's all in good fun, and we've definitely enjoyed it so far. And
Yeah, and it doesn't come, with the White Mountains, especially, we only made trails that go straight up, or they're not, it's just not easy going. And so even just getting to locations, it's, basically every single spot is, if not a slog, it's certainly a lot of effort just to get everything that you need there. And you throw in all the winter factors, and just, needing the right conditions for skiing. It makes it a really, really challenging project. But I think, like, for all three of us, that's what makes this so appealing and so alluring, is that, people have made ski, projects here in the Whites, but like not, maybe not the expansiveness that we're kind of hoping to do. And that means that we have to put all this work in, for now multiple winters, and that's a lot of calories burned. I think that would be a stat that we should keep track of over time. It's a lot of pizza slices.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to show a little behind the scenes from one of our trips up to Grey Knob Cabin. And while I'm going to play some iPhone videos. Whoever knows the overnight capacity of Grey Knob Cabin, throw it in the comments, and we'll get you something.
Yeah, buddy. We out here. I'd like one more too. I got that stuff here.
I'm just going back and forth over the bridge a few times just to make sure they got the shot. But it's a good looking bridge.
You got it.
Look at this rig setup.
Buddy. Those are the most annoying things I ever did. Somebody's gonna make a better option than that. Feature. Alright, that's on. Let's get this covered. Yeah, just take this.
All right, looks like we got Eli Richardson picked out 15. That's the number. You win a nice Fisher shirt. Make a note, Hillary, and we'll hook you up. But yeah, you can see from that filming, that was back in February, I think early February or January, I don't know. But that was in Randolph. You know, if you're going up to the RMC cabins, there's so much snow up there, and for us, it was like always a late start, shocker. But there was so much snow back there, and we knew the weather wasn't really going to be great, and that's where that opening intro we played earlier for you was shot, and setting up for that, and we went up there to get like one shot, you know, and it's just that's how it is. You plan these dates, and when we can all do this together, like you guys were saying, and you get what you get, and we have a big shot list, and part of our shot list is the Northern Presidentials, and there's no better jumping off point than Grey Knob Cabin in the winter. For many of you that have stayed there, it's heated and it's got quick access to Madison, Adams, Jefferson, and in that area you've got a bunch of great skiing between King Ravine, Castle Ravine, and the snowfields, Jefferson Ravine. But yeah, it's how it is, and I think that I don't regret spending that energy and the effort to get up there. It was, on my end, completely worth it, even though we skied like nothing, you know. And I think more people just need to realize that some of that, that's it takes a lot to get some of these shots and to make this stuff happen. And sometimes you get skunked on the ski end, but it's still fun to be out there in terms of winter camping and hiking.
Yeah, and to that, Andrew, too, most people may know I'm sort of a newbie when it comes to skiing in general and sort of learning on the fly a lot of this stuff. And for me, it was pretty cool because you brought out the ski crampons, and I think we took the skis off once from Route 2 all the way to Grey Knob. And that was the first time I'd ever done that. And it was just the coolest thing to know that that's actually something that you can do. I hadn't done it. So even that just made that whole experience awesome.
Yeah, I just want to touch on. I want to touch on that before you hop in, Jamie, and just say that Chris is like just getting into skiing. So working with filmer that's just getting into like skiing in general, not just backcountry skiing, but like downhill skiing. It's a big thing to work on, and kudos to you, Chris, for just following me up like a little lemming with the trying out the ski crampons up to Grey Knob. That was pretty cool.
Super fun.
Definitely. Cheers to that, Chris.
Yeah.
Grey Knob was a really fun adventure. I didn't have the ski crampons nor the ski fitness on the uphill that you guys had, so I think I was probably 30 minutes behind you guys on that slog up with.
Sprig. Pika put the stream. Shit.
Oh, it's frozen.
We're back.
I'll be back. And you're blurred too. Nice.
Now he's got the blurred background. And Hillary's like,
Oh man. So was that Pika that killed the internet there?
It was definitely Pika.
I went back up.
I saw him strolling around behind.
All right. Well, I need to try to fix my audio. But we're live. We're back. Let's get back where we're at. So we're talking about going up to Grey Knob. We got good questions here. Unless you had a good thing, something going, Jamie.
I was probably rambling about something, yeah. I was answering that question from Jimbo, I think, about some of the equipment that we bring with us. So, various cameras and lenses, batteries, insulation for ourselves, food. So these pack weights were definitely pushing 60 plus pounds on most of these overnight adventures that we had, and it was a grind for sure, but definitely worth it. And it's nice to have some of those amenities with you when you get up into the mountains.
And on that, Jamie, I think Jimbo asked specifically about drone. We just didn't bother with drone for this year, especially just with everything that's happened. But a lot of the zones that we're working in are actually the Great Gulf Wilderness or Dry River Wilderness or any other wilderness areas. Are unequipped with no drone zones currently, so it's something that we want to try to explore potentially for next year if there's any wiggle room there. But it's not something that we expect to get a handout or anything like that. So we're just just following those rules pretty stringently.
All right, we're back. I think I'm gonna bring in some comments back for Hillary. Another good question we had.
How do you work around bad weather and still get good shots?
Yeah, I like that one. How do you work around bad weather and still get good shots from Caleb? Well, you don't. You get good shots no matter what when you're in bad weather because the weather is dramatic. It's sort of what differentiates the White Mountains from a lot of other places in the world where we're dealing with weather all the time. But it's a love-hate relationship, right? Because as a photographer or videographer, it's dramatic, it's beautiful with the weather, but it's also can make things incredibly difficult and can kill motivation very quickly, right?
Yeah, there's no real easy way to keep, especially for Jamie. A little easier for me if I'm using. My camera is typically sort of like a second cam, and it's a little less expensive. It's a lot smaller. I can pack it on the outside of my bag. I can sling it around my shoulder or something like that. I can access it a lot quicker. But for someone like Jamie's managing the red. That's a huge camera. He's got to pull that out of the bag every single time that we want to get a shot. So we want to be methodical about what we're shooting and why we're shooting it. But then, of course, once we've decided that we maybe want a shot, we may decide, well, the weather is not worth it. Are my fingers going to make it through this next shot? The camera's metal, so that doesn't help, obviously, with keeping your fingers warm. So those are decisions that you make or that you decide to suffer through, which oftentimes is the case. Do I come home sometimes with some numbness in my fingertips or maybe have some residual numbness running into the summer every winter? Definitely. But yeah. That's a choice that you make, to want to, do these things.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple good examples of this that I'm sure we'll touch on later when we get to the Great Gulf adventure. But Yeah, there are definitely some times where you have to make a really quick split-second decision. Is this something that we need to stop and pull a camera out and take 15 minutes to film, 30 minutes to film before we can pack everything up and keep hiking on? Or like, are we going to miss out on something as a result? And, you can't, as much as we wish we could film everything all the time and always be recording, it just sometimes isn't feasible when you're traveling in these backcountry environments, or you need to be aware of your own personal well-being with your fingers and your hunger levels and your frostbite and temperature levels. So
you don't want Jamie to be hangry. That's a danger.
No, me hangry is the worst of them all. So definitely being aware of all those things is important. But yeah, we learned a lot of lessons, and we were able to film some really good stuff even despite some bad weather.
Tons of good questions in the chat room. This is overwhelming. You guys are crazy.
Holy yeah, it's popping.
I'll say one is that keeping zones off limits and not publicizing them. And I'm in the camp. I lean both ways, where sometimes, yeah, there's stuff that you don't talk about, but if there's stuff that's on Google Earth, or it takes you like we'll get into Dry River Wilderness in a bit here, but there's some stuff that, like, if you want that, go take it, go have it. That's yours. If you find someone else that's in the shelter before you, chances are you guys are going to get along just fine. Right now, this winter, it was a low tide winter, so we focused on the presidentials, because that's the low-hanging. That's where the snow was. It wasn't even. Not only is it a low-hanging fruit, but that's where all the snow was, and we had no other choice. It just wasn't worth our time to get into the Western Whites, or you think about all these areas of designated wilderness, right? You've got the Sandwich Wilderness, you got the Pemi Wilderness, and we got into the Dry River, Great Gulf, but then you get into the Wild River Wilderness, and there's stuff over there, and you get into the last forgotten piece. Where's that last one? Up north. Someone in comments will know it, but yeah, there's not only a lot of these areas of designated wilderness, but it's geographically spread out, and you need a lot of snow to get these places. And the nice thing about the presidentials is, even on a bad snow year, the skiing's gonna be pretty good. I want to just get some more media going, because you guys, Jamie and Chris, they're constantly shooting, filming, and just take a pause to go over last year's standing. And this was a really fun event that we threw at Black Mountain. We didn't know what to expect. It took this ultra running format and applied it to skiing. So you do one lap every hour until there was one skier left. So rather than talk about it, I'm going to show this little video.
Isn't sleep deprivation like 20 times worse than alcohol? Because you don't realize you are very impaired. So I am a little concerned about that.
What time is it?
We are here at the Black Mountain, New Hampshire for the last year standing, which sounds as painful as it sounds.
Basically, it's the same format as the running races, where we all take off every hour on the hour for a lap, skin up, ski down, for as many hours as we possibly can.
I think 13 people left standing here, which is impressive. Everyone's getting beat down, tired. Verticals approaching 20,000. Yeah, they're getting a little bit, they're a little loopy. I've seen a couple people drop already that we had to carry their stuff out. But in general, everyone that's still in it is in good spirits. It's really a matter of getting to the sunrise.
I thought it was going to be more motivational than it was.
I'm feeling pretty good right now. I felt pretty terrible at 19 and came out of a hole. And right now I'm feeling good.
Kanoa's going to be. He wants to finish. I want to finish. One of us will finish.
Who's left?
Beauty and the Beast.
Since our 31st lap, we just climbed Everest.
I'm on fire. I feel good. I can't control anybody else's actions. I can't control their pace. I can only control my own race. We'd be going into lap 34. We're 32 hours and 51 minutes from the time the race started. Wow. We've covered 130 kilometers.
You giving up anytime soon?
I'm not giving up.
Yeah, I told him I was going to grab a light.
Calling it. Can't fight this all night. I think he's got a lot of fight left in him. I have some fight left in me for sure, but he's put up an awesome fight today. We had a great time.
Rick Chalmers, the last man standing, is on his way down.
Oh, what did you do?
Thank you so much. Well, I guess it's time for a beverage.
This was a sufferfest!
Oh, that's good. You want me to take the lights down on the course?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Well, maybe he's up for it. A victory lap.
I love oysters.
Yeah.
All right, cool. First time I saw that re-edit, so nice work, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Well, before we get into the next question, I do have a giveaway from Craft Sports. This was destined for the event. It just arrived a day late. So I have this nice down jacket, and the trivia question for this is going to be how many total laps were completed at last year's standing? And I'll let this run for a second while you guys talk about your experience there.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a wild 48 hours. What did we?
Yeah.
Chris, we were doing something right before that, and then rolled directly in.
Cody.
Oh yeah.
And so you skied with Cody Townsend in the morning, And so I shot in the morning at the event, and then you showed up. So then we were there together basically from like midday Saturday till the end of Sunday night. So yeah, 48 hours total, or just about. And like I did not expect that at all. In hindsight, I should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think ultimately what was cool was like Jamie and I, as we just wanted to shoot this. We actually were there shooting. We were shooting to just get some footage for the Beyond Tux project. We wanted just Andrew interacting with people and, you know, running the event and sort of use that as a story builder. And kind of like what happened was by the end of basically Saturday night, as we realized there was actually this really cool event going on and there's actually a story developing. I think we sort of tried to shift gears a little bit and try to actually shoot something that we could just make a little video out of, you know, in addition to that. And then the really cool thing, I think, from my perspective is I think I met Rick, who I think's in this, watching this right now, and didn't have any suspicion that he was a front runner. And there's a video clip of me interviewing him for the first time, and he was absolutely offended that I asked him if he was going to go through the night. He was so mad at me for even asking. And of course, he was going to go till the next night and was ready to go into Monday if he had to. So kudos to Rick for that. So yeah, it was a cool story that developed, and I think that was what was just the best part about Last Gear Standing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That event was so fun to be at and be a part of. Definitely in hindsight, we were not ready for how long it actually ended up going, I think mentally. So it was cool to be kind of riding it out on the same endurance wave that everyone else was and wanting to capture everything that was going on, sneaking off to take naps whenever we could. But we were documenting a fair amount of the whole process. It was really cool to get to know Kanoa and Rick throughout the duration of those last few hours, especially. I think those guys went from being offended by us asking questions and sticking cameras in their faces to being super comfortable with it. We all had a great time together. I think it was just kind of a collective story, and just cool to see everyone on even Saturday afternoon there and excited about what was going on. And definitely, I think the best part of it was when the event was wrapping up. Well, we didn't know the event was about to end and Kanoa was about to drop out. And Chris and I were having this long debate for about 20 minutes about like, all right, are we going to pack up and leave? Like, or is one of us going to stay? I was like, Chris, you know what? Like, you go home. You started filming before I did. Like, you can take off. I'll finish at the end. And then we kind of saw Kanoa come back down, and we had our cameras on us, thankfully. And so we turned around and went up there to see what was going on. And sure enough, Kanoa was dropping out like right at the right time. So thank you, Kanoa, if you're watching this, for pulling the plug right when we were debating what to do. And yeah, and congratulations to Rick. His story was awesome. The oysters were such a fantastic touch to that whole event. It was really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, and if I may just add one more thing, Andrew. Like we mentioned already, like I'm obviously getting into the backcountry scene, and for me, like this was sort of my first real view or window into what the community really is and what it's about. And so having that opportunity to actually spend basically 48 hours with all these awesome people and actually kind of like get to immerse myself in it, like that was just, so intoxicating for me. I can't wait for winter already next year. Just like being able to be a part of that community, I think, and just getting a glimpse into it for my first time was just the coolest thing. And it's just an awesome community that you've helped foster and build, Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That event it was one thing that we've been planning for a really long time. I think we threw that on the board in September, somewhere in the fall, and had no idea what to expect. And I don't know, it brought out the best in people. It brought out the best people. We had a really good time. It was so much fun to watch. So I thank everyone that contributed to it. I see Ethan Baker in the chat room, one of the volunteer patrollers. And there was countless other people from the bakers working the grill. And I don't want to get myself in trouble by forgetting people, but it really took the volunteers and the operations, the ski patrol, the groomers, everyone like came together to make that happen. And of course the participants for putting on a show. Hopefully we can keep that event going and do it again next year. The winner was someone that got the email from Monty. Monty was the co-director on that, crunched the numbers. So yeah, Joe Dillier. I don't know how to say your last name, Joe, but Joe's a regular. So I'll be sending you that jacket, Joe. Thank you, Craft. That was really awesome. I got some more stuff to give away from Craft in a little bit. Yeah, we should move along. Talk about, as this winter progressed, we went straight from last year's standing, and we didn't really skip I don't know how much time we took off. Not much. Didn't really feel like it. So one of the other things I wanted to do was to get into the Great Gulf Wilderness and do some above tree line camping. Yeah, tell me, I guess like that was, we hit a really good window. We had good snow. Sort of everything was in our favor. I'm trying to remember that. Like my memory's not that great, but we had a little bit of wind. Yeah, the wind was the issue, right? It was warm out, but
Yep.
the wind was an issue. And a unique thing about the White Mountains is you can camp above tree line as long as you have a couple feet of snow. And obviously you gotta practice. I don't know what you call it, leave no trace, and try and we did this on midweek, so we weren't really, I didn't feel like we were taking away from people's wilderness experience, but it's a really unique thing to share that. I know there's a lot of people that winter camp above tree line. We were not the first ones, and we're not the last ones, but I just highly recommend it. Anyone looking to experience real winter camping, to me, it reminds me of going to Alaska or something, and you really feel like you're off the grid, and that winter camping environment, that's part of why I love doing these projects. And in some of each trip we did, we incorporated some sort of overnight multi-day facet to it. And in the Great Gulf, people have skied it. There's endless runs out there on both the east side, and there's runs on the west side as well. And we slept pretty well that trip, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a point that you guys made earlier that I wanted to touch back on, and it was the when you're out filming, like how do you make these split-second decisions of what should be filmed, what shouldn't be filmed? That trip we had planned to go up the night before, and then it was 9 or 10 p.m. before we even started packing, and it didn't make sense to start hiking up the Cog until the following morning. So we got up at the ass crack of dawn and started making an alpine start up into the Great Gulf Wilderness. And there was a point where you guys actually caught that wave, the Holmes something clouds forming in the sky. And I think that was a great moment of we could film on our way up this Cog Railway and get these alpine start shots of Andrew skinning and all this stuff for the film. But what ultimately transpired was that you guys got up there because we didn't film and stop and take the time to set up these shots, set up a camera, and we caught this unbelievably beautiful moment, like a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity where these clouds were forming at sunrise. So I thought that was definitely a highlight of that trip. Another point was definitely the wind. It was super windy that first day and night. I remember waking up in the middle of the night when the wind shifted beyond our barricade and was blasting the tent for a while, but ultimately that was the only time I think I woke up, and I think we slept pretty well during that overall. So that was definitely one of the highlights of the trip. The whole season, I think, was that trip.
Yeah, I think for anyone who's watching and hasn't done a winter camping experience, especially up in the Whites when it's full on winter, it can be a little counterintuitive, but I don't sleep any better than up in a sleeping bag and a tent up high in the winter. You just cocoon yourself, and it's just the most peaceful, just deep sleep, especially because you probably worked so hard just to get there, and you obviously got to work to keep yourself alive with boiling water, and you got to keep eating all day basically to just keep your calories up. So I just love that experience of being able to just be in the tent and like make it your little mini home, but you're like hanging out, in the Great Gulf. It's just the coolest thing. So couldn't recommend it more.
I'm trying to showcase some of the imagery, and I think I got an image up here. It's like stuck. Go back. But no, you're right. That trip, I don't know. It's definitely, we have all these opportunities to go and do stuff. And last year was my first year when I camped up in the presidentials, and I went out with Willis Brown, and it was June 12th or something. We hit that last patch of snow on Jefferson on the beach, and I was like, why are we not doing this more often? And I understand why we're not. Those tents are heavy, and you need the weather. You need the weather to cooperate and everything else. And yeah, I don't know. That was a great trip with you guys, and yeah, we still have plenty of unfinished business up in that region. So we'll definitely have to get back up there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think, and just one more point, like you can camp, all over in the Prezzies as long as there's enough snow. But I think like in the Great Gulf region, for whatever reason, it's just like, in my view, in my opinion, I think it's the most iconic or stunning image that you can get while being up on the Prezzies proper is like that view looking towards the northern presidentials. It's just like really, really beautiful. And the way that we'd set up the tent is like you'd unzip the tent and then you just get like hit in the face with this view of the northern Prezzies. I think Jamie did it first, and I had already done it previously, but I hadn't mentioned it. But he like unzipped the tent and was like, "Whoa!" And like he like made an audible sound of like, "Oh my god!" I forgot that this was our view coming out of the tent. So I would highly recommend that being a focal point if you're gonna winter camp, is like set that door right in front of the northern Prezzies. It's a perfect view.
Yeah, we were maybe 4 feet back from the cornice entrance of Airplane Gully. Like it was, you stepped out of that tent and you took one extra step to go pee in the middle of the night, and you were going for a ride. So it was really incredible to forget about that overnight and then wake back up and you're in this cold tent. You shiver out of the sleeping bag and open that door, and you're just in this unbelievable view and landscape and environment. So it was definitely special. I haven't spent many nights on top of mountains like that before, and we really lucked out that next morning. It was beautiful.
I'm putting a video in here. Just another thing for people that have filmed before is just how hard it can be to not be able to ski the way you want to ski something top to bottom. A lot of stuff we're going out, we're only shooting what's visible. And I caught myself a couple times skiing too far down the run and just wasting your guys' time. I don't know if you guys felt the same way about that. You're like, where'd Andrew go? He just disappeared. I'm like, well, the skiing was that good. And it's hard. That's really another hard thing about filming is hike, do it again. Oh, that didn't, we can do this better, do the same stuff. Instead of like, when you traditionally go out in the backcountry, you're going to go ski to ski, not to like get the shot. And I think someone brought up a great question. Joe, also, craft jacket winner, asks about like, do you feel the pressure to perform in order to get the shot, whether that's the Avi danger's high or not? And that's a hard thing to answer, because outright you want to be like, no, we're making the best decisions out there regarding Avi danger and safety and decision making. But there is, I think you'd be lying if you said that there wasn't part of you that's like, well, we're here, we worked our asses to get all the equipment to shoot. Is that going to change your risk tolerance a little bit? And yeah, maybe it will. I try not, hopefully it doesn't, but if we're being honest, there's certain times that we're out there with Chris, and we'll talk about that in the next section, the Dry River Wilderness, where I was like really hesitant, because I'm like, we are really far out here, and if we mess this up, we really mess this up. And that goes anywhere in the White Mountains. It doesn't matter if you're in Tuckerman Ravine. It's like the response time is incredibly long. Nothing's quick, and especially not quick when you start getting into the more remote areas. Wow, time's flying. We do have a special guest I do want to bring on, so I'm going to try to get Ben Leone on the line here. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's Ben at? There he is. All right, we're going to bring Ben in and kick you guys out. Unless you want to ask questions, which is totally fair.
We'll hang.
So someone asked, how old is Squall, or is that a question?
I was thinking that could be like a good giveaway.
Oh, that is a good question. How old is Squall?
Hey, Ben.
Hey, hold on a second.
Andrew, we're still like minimized on the chat, I think. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Bringing you back. Come on, how old's Squall? I'm waiting for some numbers here. They'll be coming in.
34.
Oh, Rebecca.
Alan's coffee brandy.
All right, done. Rebecca won. Rebecca, you're going to win a Squall buff. He's not happy. Here, I'll take him. Ben, how you doing?
Hey.
Good. Good. Am I on this thing?
You sure are.
All right. Hold on. Let me get out of this damn YouTube feed.
It's so delayed.
All right. What's up?
Well, we're just talking about filming in the White Mountains and how it's not very easy. And if there's anyone to ask about filming in the Whites, I think you're the guy.
It's impossible.
So tell me about your working for the weekend was really motivational in just, I think all of us that love to get out, and especially if we get out and film. And I think about what you guys did with your film crew for working for the weekend and how that just kind of lives on. I'm sure a lot of people that get into backcountry skiing stumble across your videos, and you've definitely brought on another generation of backcountry skiers, or at least give them a resource, one other resource to lean to.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that it just like encouraged people to start exploring more. And I think what you guys are doing is going to continue to do that for sure. Yeah, it was challenging at times to film in all the conditions on the East, but like it's sort of what we also felt like we wanted to highlight. Just like it is challenging, and like we wanted to kind of make it real life, not just some fantasy land. Which the Whites definitely aren't, so it's pretty easy. But yeah, I'm stoked to see what you guys are able to do with this project, and I don't know if you're thinking about doing web series or like a single film or putting all this stuff out to, you know, kind of on the like backcountry film festival or submitting to other film festivals, but I'm like stoked to see where you go with it, because just knowing all you, I know it's going to be a super professional, and being like East Coast skiing's biggest fanboy, I'm pretty stoked to see it all.
Yeah, man. I think that's actually a good point that we haven't really touched on, is like what is the end goal for this film. And ultimately, yeah, it's kind of continuing that legacy that, you know, you have been building towards, and all of us are just as excited about, is promoting the East Coast and the backyard that so many skiers have access to, and realizing and showcasing that it's not just Tuckerman's, or it's not just your local ski resort, that you can go on these world-class, rad, full-on adventures with. There's the White Mountains, there's Katahdin, there are all these places along the East Coast. And so, yeah, like our ultimate goal, I think, with the film is to kind of tell that story, and then hopefully inspire others to want to pursue some of these adventures and, go get after it. And that would, mean the world to me if just one person told me that they saw it, were excited, and went from there and took off on it. So.
Yeah, totally.
Nice backdrop.
Oh yeah, I'm walking around my apartment trying to find a place that's where I'm not backlit, and it looks okay. My normal spot's not working right now, but that's a
Katahdin. That's Pamola Ice Cliffs.
Yeah, that's a Katahdin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lindsay took that picture.
Oh man,
that's awesome.
Speaking of Katahdin, who got to Katahdin this winter?
Not us.
No one. Jake.
I had plans to fly back. So, like, for those of you who don't know, I'm out in Colorado right now. And Lindsay's family Lindsay's my fiance. Her family's been going to Katahdin and doing a trip, like her dad and a bunch of her dad's friends for decades. Her dad's like one of those guys that goes when the registration opens up, and like camps for 3 days in his camper to try to get like a good weekend. So they've been doing it for decades, and it's like a rite of passage for the family. And so it's going to be like this really cool thing. And then I friggin' broke my thumb like a month before we were going to leave. And so we reluctantly kind of had to call it off. But hopefully I get back there next year.
Yeah, I know. It was so tough when I talked to you and how excited you were about it. I was excited for you to get out there, and then everything happened.
Yeah.
So that's all right. I'll be there next year. Yeah, we got to keep moving. Ben, are you going to give away your underwear or not?
Yeah, I've got some used underwear to give away. I'm actually wearing it right now. Otherwise I'd show it off.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in and joining us. Again, you're a huge inspiration to a bunch of us in the Northeast. I've definitely watched all your videos, and so thanks again. And we look forward to when you make that day when you say, "Hey guys, I'm moving back east," and to making more videos.
Yeah, right on. Please. Well, in the meantime, keep putting out some content so I can live vicariously through you guys.
Thanks, Ben. Good to see you, buddy.
Thanks,
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Man, it's already 8 o'clock. We got to get going.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna do one more. We'll do one more set. We'll do like one more segment, just because I got some more behind the scenes stuff, and bring in Jake to talk about the Dry River Wilderness. But Jake's in the chat room on fire talking about Tiger King Ravine with Ryan Gibbs. They're going back and forth.
Hey, I want to get a really sweet shot. Might as well get it now.
There you go.
Get out here, literally.
You got it. You got it.
He's going for speed.
Oh man, it's like 130.
130. One take. This guy.
Fucking incredible. Performance of the night.
Are we there yet? This moment.
This thing. Do you remember that part where I turned up? I was like, we should start looking for it right now.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty epic. We're gonna drop a pack.
We drop back out the radios, and then it just hits us in the face. Broken camera. Got little Jakey in Oaks Gulf. What, this snow snake?
Yo, got a big tree pull out here. See ya.
Big dollars only. You are steaming.
Me?
Yeah.
About what?
About like physical steam coming off
Oh,
your
I'm
pack.
steaming. I thought you said I'm scheming. All right, we are about a little under a third of the way out of here. We're trekking down this river. The snow is soft and sticky. Sun is out. We're both pretty tired. No, we're not tired at all. We're endurance athletes. But yeah, we're picking our way through it. It's getting a little hairy at the moment, but it's been pretty clean out of here so far, and we're making some pretty good time.
What's the temp?
Temp is probably in the 40s, 30s to 40s. It's warm. Big swing.
Hot pal.
everywhere.
I'm here, boss.
Oh, let's bring him in. Hey, Jake, welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. The commenters are on fire tonight, so big round of applause. Wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah, so Jake, this was your first winter camping experience and first time to Oaks Gulf. And I don't think anyone has ever approached Oaks Gulf from the Dry River Wilderness for their first ski experience in the Oaks Gulf. What did you just give me a quick rundown of this trip for you?
So I mean, it started at 8 p.m. Might add at the Grant Shop and Save. So every good adventure always starts at 8. So I think we slogged through the woods until like 2 a.m. And there's talk of calorie intake and should we bivvy here? Should we keep going? Yeah, it just got a little rough, but I think we got to bed at 3 a.m. So we got some good sleep the next day. And then we kind of carried on and actually got some really good turns in Oaks Gulf. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, we talk about the approach. This is some great trip planning for you, is that shelter, the Dry River number 3, Dry River number 3 shelter was 6 miles in on a riverbed. And Hurricane Irene trashed that whole wilderness area with just, I don't know. I've never even been back there in the summertime because I've just heard how bad it is. And these guys, it's pretty crazy that Chris Shane, just getting into backcountry skiing, and then Jake, who's never winter camped, we're just like, I'll go at 8 o'clock at night. And we ended up getting there at, I don't know what time. We got there. We found the shelter at 1:30, and it was pretty wild. I mean, it really lived up to the expectations. And as you could see from the video, heavy packs, trying to navigate a riverbed in the middle of the night, but under beautiful stars. And there's all these silver linings. And I think trips like that are so unknown and so hard at times. Like, you just ride these waves where all of a sudden you'll hit this stretch of easy terrain and you're this high. Then next thing you know, you're going through what Jake deemed varsity swim team, going through the spruce and trying to find the hiking trail, which is probably not any better than just going off trail. So that whole trip for me was just about getting eyes in the Dry River Wilderness. There was the cabin back there, and then we skied, some incredible skiing in Oaks Gulf. We got this big storm that came from the east, and none of that snow was wind affected, so we were skiing some powder back there in Oaks Gulf. And Oaks Gulf is a place that I don't think many people think of as a place to go ski powder. It's usually a spring skiing destination, and I don't know. I'm still blown away, Jake, that was your first experience in Oaks and winter camping.
Yeah, I was relieved that we got some good skiing in with Raincrest Bob, who is still hanging out, and but we assessed it and it's good to go.
Yeah, we have the Sufferfest. This was the Sufferfest Log Award. Chris Shane definitely appreciated it, and so we have a duffel bag with a Sufferfest shirt that Chris is wearing that we'll throw in here, and maybe a couple other things. How many acres is the Dry River Wilderness? So in the chat room, let me know, and as soon as we get someone close, I'll blow the air horn, and that's that.
You want it to point?
Yeah, well, it needs to be close. And then TJ Burke, just for being TJ Burke in the chat room, you're going to get this Lunch Rocks yard sales hat. So congrats, TJ. All right. Well, thanks, Jake. That was a fun tour. We've got to get back there. We have some unfinished business in the buttress, the Y. Yeah, we got to get back there.
with headlamps.
With headlamps this time.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
only started at 8 or later.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. See you, Jay.
All right. Cheers.
Oh man, numbers are flying in. When someone gets this close, which one?
30,000.
A lot of numbers coming in. Wow.
27.
Shit.
Yeah, who's got the closest? All right. Well, oh, Jonathan Miller. He's like already Googled it. Did someone else get it? No, it's a comma. Jonathan Miller. Did anyone else get? Let's see. There's a.
Closer than that.
Brandon Kalinsky 42069. I think that's pretty close.
I don't know. I'm gonna.
That guy was first.
Oh, Clark had it 1st. He was close. All right. There we go. Air horn. Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. We'll wrap up the Tux, the Beyond Tux stuff here. We've got the skis to give away still. Hang tight. The next thing I really want to talk about is getting into the night stuff, the moon mission. Yeah, that was this project for us was a pretty big undertaking. This was something that Jake, I can still hear you. Sorry, I got cut off there. This was a mission that I wanted to do for a long time. It was something where I didn't know, I don't know, I didn't know who had done it, or for some reason it didn't matter who had done it, but I wanted to shoot myself skiing Huntington and linking up Tuckerman, and it just happened that we had another worm moon this past March, and the everything was aligning to make it happen. We had good weather, stable conditions, and yeah, it wasn't exactly. It was really interesting because this trip I went up with Chris Shane first. I'm going to bring you guys back in, but I went up with Chris Shane first up to Wildcat and set up my camera on a tripod, and then skied back down to the sea lot, and then drove up to Pinkham, and then skinned up Huntington. We had radios, and Jamie met up with Chris, and they're shooting. They shot that beautiful time lapse. We, we're in communication, and I had this idea like I'm gonna solo up Pinnacle, ski down Diagonal. It's really the 50 project, and then we're gonna boot up. I'm gonna boot up Central, traverse the Alpine Garden, and then ski the head wall at night. And wow, things really changed very quickly as soon as I got up into Huntington. It was pretty windy that night. It wasn't that cold, but I don't know. I think as we get older and wiser, things change. I started ice climbing up Pinnacle, and I was like, wow, I don't feel that comfortable. And that's not a feeling you want to have when you're soloing up at night by yourself. And it's like the younger Andrew Drummond was all about this. A few years later, not so much. And it just it wasn't necessarily the best conditions. And then the worst part was I went to go ski Diagonal, and it was terrible. It was firm, just like, it wasn't ice, it was just firm. Really bad skiing for being on lightweight skis. So I ended up down climbing the bottom 2/3 of it. And I never down climb. Like, usually pretty confident, more confident having skis on my feet than on my pack. But that part I had to down climb pretty much until I got down to just above the fan. So then I skied back, and I hiked up Central. And Central I'm hiking up, and it's gusting wind. So I have my ice axes out as I'm going up, and it's just like more of that firm snow. It's not ice and it's not soft. It is what it is. And I got blown over so hard that I almost started to slide. And then luckily I just like put my axe right in and stopped me instantly. But that's just bad. I feel like bad decision making. It's hard to turn around when you're committed and have this idea that, oh, well, I'm shooting myself. So I don't know if that goes back to the earlier question of what is your decision making when you're being filmed. But when you want to see something through, you're like, well, at this point, it's just mountaineering. It's not really skiing. I got up, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning at that point. I don't know, 1:30. and I traversed across the Alpine Gardens, and this is where it's like the snow just got better and better and better, and then all of a sudden I was thinking about all the ways to chicken out. I'm like, well, I don't really want to ski anything as consequential as I need to. Can I get out left gully, right gully? What's going to be the easiest way? But then you're also thinking you can't even really see some of those runs from Wildcat with the perspectives. And I got to the top of Chute. By the time I got to Chute, like, because when you traverse across the head wall, it dumps you to Chute because you'd have to hike back up to get the left gully. And at that point, the snow had changed. The snow was all of a sudden perfect, like this nice, really soft layer. So I'm under the moonlight, and my GoPro, and nothing worked. I didn't really care. The skiing was good, and that was like the first time that whole night where I really skied for myself, and didn't have to worry about filming or anything else. And I just skied the top of Chute all the way down, where I had to stop a few times because the snow was blowing back into my face from the wind. But it was just the best skiing I've had all year, hands down. And it just happened to be at Chute at 2 a.m. So we got back. I radioed to Chris and Jamie. I'm like, I don't need to go up and get my camera. It's just a waste of time. We need to come back to Tuckerman Ravine and shoot all day because the conditions were just so good. And that's what we did. I went and met them, went back to my shop, slept for a couple hours, back to the hiking trail. All the gear, again, going back to shooting and filming, was just the process it takes. We got to the parking lot at like 8:30, didn't get out of there till like 9:30 to start going up to Tuckerman Ravine, just because we had to repack and figure out what we needed for the day. And then Jake came on that mission, and we skied 4 beautiful runs in Tuckerman Ravine. Yeah.
Shooting Chute.
Hell of a 24 hours.
That was a big push. But it speaks to when you got these conditions, you've got to go. I mean, you just have to take advantage of it. Sometimes you just got to burn the candle. What's up?
I would say that ties for one of our biggest slogs awards, not necessarily because it was extreme slogging. We just went up Wildcat and then up into the bowl, but the endurance that it took to go through all-night adventure, sleep 3 hours on the concrete floors of the Black Mountain Lodge, and then rally again for some time in the bowl. That was definitely a slog for sure. It was a good, but so worth it. The snow was killer.
Yeah,
it's hard to leave conditions like that. Yeah, it's just like surfing. You want to stay where the waves are good. Don't leave until the waves get better. Cody Townsend talked about that in his 50 project, where it's hard to leave some of these zones when things are good. But by the afternoon, things got pretty soft. I think a video here from that. Oh yeah. And then, the little dog PSA is: do not take your dog up to Tuckerman Ravine and expect it to just want to run down the head wall. This is not. Most dogs don't want that. So if you have a dog listening at this point, hopefully it will stop before going up. But dogs, just like humans, it's easy for them to get themselves into trouble. I'll fast forward this. So here's Molly. There we go.
All right.
Skiing the lip, and at this point, the snow had already gone to junk. So I was more than happy to ski a dog down. Yes, Hillary's skied a dog down before. Really sweet dog, though.
Seems like she enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, it's the open air.
I think I saw her tongue out.
Anyway, yeah, that's pretty. I don't know. That's the type of stuff you expect to encounter in the spring, not sort of midwinter. Cool. Well, speaking of, I went back to.
Oh, hey guys.
Back.
We back?
Sounds like it.
Oh, we got Jake in here. We'll go back.
Andrew's back.
There's Chris.
He's in the bathroom, but you got me.
And me.
No.
Oh yeah, I'm on there.
All right.
Oh, now I'm the only one on there.
It's not bad. The second crash in how long?
Yeah, it was crashing like every 5 minutes when we did the dry run of this. So that is pretty impressive that we've been only 2 crashes in 80 minutes.
You said that.
All right.
Jake, I can drink beer.
Yeah, Jake, bump you off here.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll just mute you. Cool. Jake, you can hang out in the backstage there. But what I was getting at is like there's a ton of great comments here. Sorry I couldn't get to a bunch of them. You know, I was pretty overwhelmed by the number of people we had joining us. We do want to give away these skis, so we should get going. Start on that in a second here. What do you guys have? You guys have a giveaway? Let's start off with Pamola's giveaway.
Yeah, we sure do. Let's see here.
People want Pamola.
So we've got a Pamola hat, ball cap. We've got some stickers, including the super holographic limited edition ultra rare Pamola Creative sticker. And we've got the Pamola Creative t-shirt. Your size will be sent to you. Our question is, how much hard drive space did we fill up filming Beyond Tux? The answer is in terabytes.
All right. So while we're hearing seeing some of the text come through, let's bring me back in, and I'm gonna queue up another one because we got one more coming here. Let me get this set up. Terabyte numbers are coming through. So
holy shit.
Oh yeah. So let's give me some.
Madsen.
Who's closest right now?
I see one. That's close.
Jared Madsen was super close.
Do you want to give it to Jarrett and keep this moving?
Yes, I do want to give it to Jarrett.
Yep, that's super close.
Nice work, buddy. What's going on, man? Good to see you.
All right, Jarrett. Congrats. Pamola kit coming your way.
I want to know what Pamola
Sir.
the name comes from. That's a good question.
Yeah. And then I just put up on the screen, we got Cody Townsend here, kind enough to give away some of his signature socks and underwear. No, that's a face mask from LeBrent out of Australia. Never heard of them. So thank you, Cody, for introducing us to a new brand here. And the question is on this is when he came and did his 50 project, which saw a lot of locals in there. I saw Ryan Gibbs here in the chat room. He was there. Some great skiing by Ryan. And Jamie went up to do some photography. All coming full circle here. What was the temperature, what was the low in Fahrenheit on Mount Washington the day he shot in Huntington Ravine and Tuckerman Ravine? So we'll wait for that to come through. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to get some other stuff to give away.
I got the air horn app installing.
Oh, good. Oh, they're the temps. Okay. I got to pay attention here. This is tough. Get it. Hey, come on, people. You're too extreme. Someone's got to get it. You guys are so close.
That's only going to instigate it for another 45 seconds beyond someone getting it.
No. I know for sure someone's got it. They're flying in.
0 Kelvin.
Duncan was the closest. Duncan was the closest. Boom. Daniel Hennessy. Oh, you got it. Don't. I can do that. Let's not do an air horn off. All right. We don't need that tonight. So congrats, Dan. I'm gonna link. I'm gonna get your address, and Cody's gonna send directly to you. Maybe throw in a handwritten note there. What's the next? I don't know. I want to see if the Granite Chief is here to help. We got to give out something. Let's see if we can add. He might be busy, but I got some Granite backcountry stuff to give away. Maybe he does too. See if he picks up. Oh my God. Wow.
Hey, going on?
Did we wake you up?
God. Where am I? I've been sleeping for like 4 or 5 days preparing for this, and are we on?
Apparently, you got a couple
We're live,
people
baby.
watching.
Wow! All right, what's going on? Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah. What's going on,
Right.
Tyler? Tell me a little bit
I don't
about
know.
GBA and what you've been up to.
Well, we've had some time here to prepare on what's happening for next year. We've got a big fall planned. We had a bummer that Wild Corn was canceled, but we've unloaded some hats. We've sold a whole bunch. We've probably got about 20 left in inventory, these new lightweight hats. So we've been, doing some small little things here in the springtime here. But the bigger stuff is preparing for our fall glading season. And we've got some great projects. I wish I could tell you the whole plan right now, but we don't have landowner approval on them quite yet. So just know that a lot of good stuff coming. And I did wake up a little bit earlier and hear you guys talk about some winter camping. We're hoping to bring in some fall camping with our glading. That was pretty awesome last year at Black Mountain in Maine. And we look to do some more of that this fall. So if you want to get it, for those in the audience that want to get an introduction to a little camping in a little bit of cold weather, that's a good time to do as our glade season. So that's coming up. So next year we're planning. We got more events, film fests. We got skimo races. We got more things we're adding to the calendar next year. So because of the shortened season this year, we're hoping for some big energy from all of you next year. So we're pretty excited about it.
Yeah, we are too. It was not quite the year of the glades this winter, but it's more.
It's interesting you say that though, because it was for sure. Obviously, we know it's low tide, but at the same time, the alpine was out quite a bit as well. So what happened is, became this. When you're preparing for your tour for the day, the night before, the week before, or whatnot, when you're looking to go on the high alpines, like where are you going to go? Oaks, Gulf of Slides, Tucks, go northern Presby's, wherever. There's a lot of analysis that goes into those microclimates. What we found this year was, when those are out, all of a sudden there's that analysis with all these glade zones that we've developed. And, where's the snow coming in? What's had recent snow? What's had less traffic? There's this whole newfound analysis that's going on with the glades. So everything that's happened with our strategic plan over the last 3 years is really starting to come into play now. And it's exciting for us, for GBA and, all the Corey dogs out there that have put their time in to really see it come to fruition. And the hard work is paying off. And I hope to see even more so next year.
Yeah, agree. There's lots of work to be done. Thanks to, I know a lot of people in the chat room have contributed in some form or fashion. It feels good to get out and trim up the areas that we like to ski and do it with some great people like yourself. So thank you, Tyler. What do we want to do? We want to give away one of these hats?
Yeah, I've got some stuff here. I can do.
I know you're running low on inventory, but you got options. You let me know what you want to do.
Well, I'd like to, we're going to launch out one of these nice hats with a Stio Pro card. We've got a Stio Pro card here. Jamie likes that. We'll send a little calendar there as well with it. So that could be one prize. That could be, we're doing the trivia, right?
Do whatever you want.
All right.
I mean, whoever gives you the best compliment in the chat room. I saw someone that said.
I liked when you did what was the temperature, and all of a sudden the chat room just went bonkers, and you're like, wait, hold on, I can't really see what's going on, and I'm like, no one can. It's like.
All right, no, there's a perfect one. When was the last time? How long has it been since Tyler shaved?
Oh, good.
That's an easy. I mean, all right, let's hear it. Numbers are coming quick. While I do that, I'm going to queue up the ski giveaway.
All right, so I've got a couple of things real quick though. So you figure that one out.
Okay.
And I'll give. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me try to hop on there.
1 year. Oh, here they come.
Here they come.
Oh yeah, here they go. Oh, 34 years. That's close to being the winner.
Get the air horn ready.
You want me to cue up the air horn?
I can't. this is
Since birth,
Austin
Perry.
69 days.
Nice.
Yes, good, excellent. Wait, 6.9. I can't even see who his name is.
Tyler, you got to pick someone.
All right. Emily Mitchell, 4 score in 7 years. You were the winner. All right. Can we write that down?
Yeah, Hillary's on it.
Okay. Then we have a copy of Granite Land I want to send out. The question is, what was the first glade that GBA cut?
Ooh.
Come on, people. Who's got the fastest internet connection?
Pick me is not the correct answer.
Oh, Jake.
Jesse Lieberman.
Jake Inger.
Yeah, but he's on this Skype call, isn't he?
Parking lot smoothie. Yeah, wrong sport. Oh, here they come. Oh boy. Oh, I think I saw one in there. Doublehead is the answer. James Mashad. Is he the first one? He is correct. He is the winner.
Jim.
That was a trick question.
Congrats.
That was a trick question.
Are you calling it a ski trail?
Who
Or a
won?
glade?
It was Doublehead was the first actual glade, but we rerouted the bottom with in conjunction with the Forest Service at Doublehead. That was right before Crescent, the workday before Crescent. So, Rashad, all right. Then the final one, we have something. I know people have been cleaning their houses and their basements, and this is my office. I'm in my basement. I've been living here for like 3. My wife kicked me out of like the mid-level, so I've been down here for many weeks. Hence the beard. But people are looking for some decoration, so we've got some of these cool uphill signs. And so the next question is, what was the what was the first location of Wild Corn Shindig? Ready, go.
Wild corn, man. That popped up in my timeline 3 years ago. Some of those videos.
Who's gonna be the winner?
RIP. I mean, the Schemo race, I had my outfit ready, but I'll make it that
was
much
a nice,
easier for next season.
It was a great outfit the first year. The second year, you probably shouldn't repeat outfits like that. Just a little, nope.
I learned my lesson.
Oh, I see a Cranmore. Hold on. Who was that? Nope, not Cannon. Madison Moran. Madison, all right. We have another winner. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, you've been trumped. Milan Els.
Yeah, Els.
No, whoa, I got to go back up. Should we get Jake Risch?
Nope, typo. Sorry,
Grant
Jake.
Mokry. He spelled it completely wrong. He's out. Jason Linker. You're the winner, Jason Linker. Yes.
All right, Jason.
Coming to you, buddy.
Congrats. All right.
So,
well, thanks, Tyler.
That's it from our end. Yeah, thanks for bringing me on. I'm gonna get back into a little nap here. All right, folks. Take it easy.
Buddy.
Have a good night. All right.
Thanks for staying up past your bedtime.
Hey, I got the sauna ready for me, so I'm out of here.
All right, take it easy, Tyler. Thanks again for all you do.
Later, buddy.
Yeah, good show tonight.
All right, moment of truth here. People want the skis. A little background on Fisher Skis. We give away skis every year, and I wanted to do something a little different, so I just decided to post this on Instagram, and you had to tag someone that you thought deserved some new whips, and we got a lot of tags. I think we had around 1,100 people comment on that post, and then sent that over, scraped it, sent it over to Monty to do some analytics, and he took it and broke it down to unique commenters. So if you commented 30 times, sorry, you're only in the drawing once. Once he narrowed it down to that, put it in the randomizer, picked out 20 people, and of those 20 people, we started going down, seeing who is following Ski the Whites, and then we ended up with 10. So now we got 10 people. Let's go. Let's pull up our little 10 people list here. There we go. So I got my volume controls here. Skype, I can hear you guys. So these are the 10 people that made it to the drawing for the skis. So you all win something. I just got to reach out and send you something awesome. Now, the way we're doing this, I'm going to go back to the Skype. So the way we're going to do this is, what is the temperature right now on Mount Washington? And then we're going to take the single digit, and that's going to go back to the handle of the person that's won the ski. So what do you got, Jamie?
We have 13 degrees at 6,288 feet right now.
Number 3. I don't know if the key. Oh, we're back. So Carolyn, number 3, she's got the skis. We're gonna go ahead and give away some more stuff, but everyone, those 10 finalists will all get something. Thanks everyone who commented and followed and hung out tonight. We'll do a little after show. Got some more stuff to give away. If I dig in the bag here. Do you guys have some other things you want to give away? Are there trivia?
Yeah, we could definitely give some stuff away.
Who wants a Sufferfest? Who wants a Sufferfest shirt in the chat room?
Who suffered the most during this project?
Who suffered the most? I don't know. Let's see, Hillary?
Definitely.
Right answer.
All our loved ones.
All our loved ones.
Seriously, who wants this? I'm just going to... Jamie Cole. This is yours.
Who?
Jamie Cole. Just got a Sufferfest shirt. Okay. Next thing. We got to ask a question. Other people want to suffer. Oh, thanks, Trevor. All right, we got food. So how many calories are in one serving of, it's too blown out, of good to go
risotto?
Granola.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, how many calories are in one serving of granola? And you're gonna get some Cliff granola too. And by the way, Cliff has way less.
Did he freeze again?
Here we go.
The first person, I was close. Oh no.
Jaden. Yeah.
Within 20.
Okay. Oh, 580. We got
Owen.
yeah. Owen.
Cool dog.
No, it's yeah. All right, Owen, you win. Okay, so we got Owen. Next, what else?
Owen wins.
Owen wins. All right. We gotta get some more questions, more trivia. You got a good one? Something about Pamola?
Well, no, someone wanted to know where the name came from.
You tell me.
Let's do a Pamola one.
Not something someone can just Google, because these are nice goggles. Some Ski the Whites goggles.
Well, I just had to Google to look up the answer to find it myself, so that doesn't work.
All right. Well, we can do something with Sufferfest. Let's go Suffer. Oh no. Okay. Oh, Jake.
Got a good question.
Yeah, ask it. What is let's see here. Is Jake in?
I'm here.
All right, what's your question, Jake?
Where's the new shop?
Where is the new shop? The new Ski the White shop he's referring to, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want the address? Full address and zip code?
Do you know what that is?
Let's do
square footage.
Street.
Oh, you want
Let's do the street in Jackson.
Street. The street in Jackson will get you these new goggles. Oh man, Route 16's. No, that's not where they're going to deliver the mail. Oh, Matt Edwards, right out of the gates. Corner of Main Street and 16. I think that's pretty good. Is it good enough?
Oh, that one blew up. Times Square, New York.
You fools.
Your mom's house.
All right, I can hear Joe in the background there. Okay, all right. We're gonna go the corner of Main Street. Main Street was the street. So, who is that?
Matt Edwards.
Matt Edwards. Matt, you're getting some goggles. Next, another craft jacket. Oh, is this one 800 Phil? This is nice. It's a sleeveless jacket. Save grams for all you schemo weenies out there while preserving body heat. What do we want?
Schemo weenies. A shout out to all the schemo weenies.
Yeah, shout out to all the schemo weenies. How much? I'm gonna do a Sufferfest because I have the can here.
Shotgun it.
What's their what's their hashtag? Sufferfest hashtag.
Good one.
Also known as a vest, yes. AKA a vest. Oh man. Wow, they're really taking it to me.
It's called a vest.
All right.
Tristan Hamilton.
Tristan Hamilton, we'll sweat for beer. You are right. That's an easy one. Okay, what else? Let's go. We got a Nerona hat and a Sufferfest shirt. So we're going to move on. Let me just open this up. New t-shirt smell. What? Oh, double XL. Big boys.
It's massive.
It would be a good nightie. Let's go on to this one. Okay, Head Start is brewed with what 2 additional ingredients? So there's 2 additional ingredients in the Head Start beer here.
It's really good, but I'm not showing you guys.
Delicious. I probably need one of those ingredients right now since it's past my bedtime. The sleeveless jacket, Charles.
Oh, Philip Field
is made
right
by
off
Kraft.
the bat.
Philip, Friday Night Lights regular.
Cooking
Congrats,
sugar.
Philip. You are a double extra large.
Philip Field.
We'll see if we can trade this out for something more size appropriate,
Please do.
Philip. Not saying you can't fill it up, but and that's the nice Nerona hat. Dynafit. We said we had Dynafit stuff. I know we got a strap and a shirt, and a Sufferfest buff. Dynafit. Most copied, never equaled. Taking shots. This is for the schemo weenies out there that love Dynafit. So there's got to be a couple. How many grams is Dynafit's lightest schemo binding?
Oh my god. I
Sorry.
know all the schemo weenies are going to be all over this
They're
one.
in there. They're in there. Mike.
Oh, I saw some weenies in there.
There's
Shout
weenies
out
in
to
there.
all the weenies.
There they go. They're starting to come in. Joe. Oh, Joe's in there. Oh, message retracted.
Censored.
49.
Is that right?
I think 49's right with their new Pintech binding. I'm gonna wait for a couple others to come in. Jaden. I'm just gonna say Jaden. Why not 49? Because I know they've got some absurdly light stuff that I wouldn't trust with my life in their lineup. So, Jaden, you're getting
I
this.
thought that was Jake.
What's up?
Oh.
I think it's Jaden Skelly.
Okay, Jake.
I got a question, Andrew, that's Pamola related.
do you have something Pamola related to give away, or do we just do another Sufferfest
Yeah, who's
shirt?
first?
We can do another Sufferfest shirt.
Oh, who was first?
Jack Elder.
Or Pamola swag, either or.
Oh, Jack Elder was first. Sorry, Jack. I can't go that far up. Okay. We'll make it right. Chat room doesn't lie. All right, we'll do another Sufferfest kit and we'll be done for the night. Question?
Yep.
Let's hear it.
All right. What is the name of the book dedicated to Pamola? There's a book about Pamola, and we want to know the name of that book.
Was that the one you were reading?
I have no idea. I can't hear you.
The Pamola book.
It's an all-time classic.
It's so good. If you haven't read it, it's on Amazon. Oh, Tuck O'Brien. Damn. Right off the bat.
Tuck, there's a typo.
Old Man of the Sea. Yeah, there is a typo in there, but the Bible.
I'm just busting him.
He corrected his typo before anyone else even fired it off.
Well done.
Like I said,
Zach Putnam was a close second.
The chat room tonight. I just come for the chat room.
The chat room is awesome. Thank you all for coming out and watching this. That was beyond expectations. This was really cool. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah, final words?
Yeah, thank you guys all for coming and hanging out. And yeah, really look forward to getting this project out to you guys and everyone else out there. And yeah, thank you, Andrew, for hosting this. I think this was a great idea. We should do more of these throughout the summer or throughout quarantine, at the very least.
Yeah, and just to go off that, I don't think we actually officially talked about it, but obviously we'll be expanding this project into next year. So you can expect a lot more content that sort of like similar nature, but a lot more of it coming next year. Hopefully we'll have a banger winter, and yeah, just can't wait to pick up on this project. And thanks, Andrew, for hosting, and for an awesome time in this chat room. Everybody in there is just super awesome. So it's been a lot of fun.
And thanks to Sufferfest Brewing Company, Sierra Nevada, Pat Hazlitt, Fisher Skis, Good to Go Foods, everyone else that's supporting us, Mom, Dad, the Skimo Weenies, everyone out there. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, and thank you guys, filmers and skiers, Jamie and Chris, for taking this on. And I wish we had more to share. We do have a lot of stuff there. Trust me, there's more content to be shared. They're hoarding it, saving it. I just didn't want to go too deep into the GoPro collection. I know you guys have seen way too much of that anyway. But the footage they've got, and these guys have worked really, really hard. I mean, when we're talking about getting the shots in their bucket list, they're up first light, up at last light, getting the sunrise, getting the sunset, and just really, I think, stuff that, I think of like Planet Earth meets White Mountains stuff, so they're creative. They've got a great eye for this, and they certainly have the hunger and motivation and the desire. It's been really fun working with you guys, watching you guys work incredibly professional together, and no doubt that this final project is going to be excellent. And of course, the community, and that's one other thing that we didn't get a chance to shoot a lot of this year, and you saw it in the last year standing, is incorporating more of the community and capturing some of that as well, because that's really another thing that sets the East Coast apart from other geographical areas, is we're so tight-knit. And you look in the chat room tonight, and that's just evidence of it. It's a ton of people know each other here, hanging out. It made it a lot more fun for us, and hope to get a lot more people involved as well. So yeah, until next fall, we'll try to do these more in some capacity or another. I think in the project, it's a lot more fun than just doing a podcast. Once we figure out these technical glitches, and behind the scenes, is I tried this on this open broadcast software initially, and it kept crashing. And then I ended up rolling back my computer, another whole operating system from Catalina to Mojave, just to give this a shot. I wiped everything, reformatted it, and it only crashed twice during this, so not horrible.
Not bad.
I think I just need to get a Windows computer, because they're, as far as this stuff goes, I think they're way ahead. So Yeah,
I
I'd
got
love to
one
do
in the basement. So
I'd love to do
let's
more
do
of
it.
this. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. All the sponsors, just the winners tonight. If you don't hear from me, just reach out, ping me. I'll make sure you get your stuff. All right. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. See ya.